Last week on the channel, things didn't go quite to plan. After a solid day on the tracks, Ron Burgundy gave up on us. Something in the rear diff let go, and from that point on, we were just limping the patrol home. This week, it's all about finding out exactly what failed, pulling it apart, diagnosing the damage, and coming up with a plan, not just to fix it, but to upgrade Ron Burgundy so it doesn't happen again.
You guys seen in the last episode, I completely minced my rear diff, and since it's broken, we may as well upgrade to GU diffs. So that's what we're doing today, going to pick those up. But first, I need to get a trailer in order to do that. See, the trailer's just there. I don't know which one I'm gonna get yet, but I need one of them. Righto, the trailer has been secured, so now we're gonna go wake the Hasbaz up, and in order to do that, you have to bring coffee. So first to 7-Eleven, then to Hasbaz. I don't know if I said what car we're in either. We're in the RC Colorado, Alicia's car, and this is the workhorse of the channel. So I just called Harry, and he's not very happy about coming today because he kind of doesn't know how far away it is. I've just told him it's like an hour. It's actually an hour and 40 friggin' minutes. Sorry, Harry. Future Harry, when you see this, I'm just gonna get us in the car, get us close to the gateway, and then you're not gonna know, are you? Right, well the Hasbaz is here. Here's your coffee, mate. Thanks. It's the only way to get Harry on a trip. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Harry just figured out that we're going to Gold Coast.
You're actually a wanker.
You pass me the camera. Look, this is live Harry reaction.
Said I'm not going to Gold Coast. Get in the car, he goes, it's just over the bridge. Now we're heading to Gold Coast. And we've still got an hour to go. That's actually how dog, eh? I knew it when you didn't put the maps on.
After a long drive with an angry Hazza, we finally reached the workshop to pick up these new diffs. I'll go over all the benefits of doing a GU diff in a little bit, but for now, let's get these loaded up onto the trailer.
That's alright. Enjoy. Oh, it's hot. Well, we've got the diffs on the trailer, they're tied in, ready to go back. So now we've got an hour 40, which is no traffic, I don't think. Actually, we're stopping for lunch first, though.
Yep.
Stop for lunch, head back. Show you guys what we got back at the shop.
Now these diffs have been sitting under a GQ in the back of the workshop for 2 years. They are absolutely covered in crap and they need a good check over and a real good clean. So we're hitting them with foam life to strip them back and then we can bring them into the shed. Now the diffs are out there drying and what I want to do is bring them in here and strip them apart. We need the room to do that. So I'm going to try and get Chezza out, and in order to do that, I need to put in this drive shaft here, which I bought off Ruben because he had it laying around. So this is the last piece of the puzzle that we need in order to get this car driving. So yeah, get this installed, get it out, and then bring the diffs in, and then we can start stripping them down. How you going, Diesel? Diesel just chills under the car, so I'm going to try and sneak this around him.
The right length, thank God.
I'm literally using Diesel as a pillow right now. Diesel, where are you going? Where are you going? Righto, drive shaft is installed, also put the handbrake on, so now battery is in, ready to rumble. So now I'm going to try and start it and back it out, and guys, this marks the first technical drive of Chezza. Right, the handbrake should work now. Foot on the brake. It's kind of scary, to be honest. We are moving, holy crap. I don't know if you can see that, but she ain't running the best, and she was trying to drive through the brake. I don't know, that's another problem for another day. At least it moved under its own power this time. That was the first time in over a year, so pretty stoked about that. Honestly, can't wait for this car to be back on the road, but yes, we do need to focus on Ron right now. So gonna get these lifted up into the shed. Might put them on the welding table just so we can get access to everything easily, and yeah, get ripping into them and just see what sort of condition they're in.
Now you're probably thinking, Tom, why the hell have you got 2 diffs if you only broke 1? So I'm going to answer that now. Our diff is obviously destroyed on the inside. I think it's done the crown wheel and it's probably broken an axle as well, but it also did put a hole in the housing. So we did need to change pretty much everything in the back. Now we could have gone out and got just a normal GQ diff and threw it under there, but I figured we may as well upgrade to the GU front diff and then just get a matching set for the back. So we've got GU diffs front and rear because they're actually a little bit wider. So you kind of want to keep them as a match set. But a GU front diff is a huge upgrade. Now the CVs in a GU, they're way bigger than a GQ. And also we get the big brakes. So we've got twin piston brakes on the front, whereas the GQ only has single piston. And then yeah, we've got the bigger CVs so we can stress it a lot more out on the tracks. There is a lot of similarities though, like the centers are exactly the same, so you can take a GQ center out, plonk it into this and it will work. Now the other thing that's really good is these have 4.3 centers in it, where my GQ currently has 4.11, so I think with our tire size, these are going to be a lot better. So the other thing that we're going to need to do is go and get the locker out of Ron and bring back the third member so I can swap that out and get that rebuilt into here. And then we need to strip these back, figure out what parts we're going to need, get an order off to spares box, and pretty much just get these rebuilt, get them under the car. It may not seem like it, but this is actually such a big upgrade for Ron, and it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And I'm using the fact that I broke this car as a good excuse to get this done. Righto, both diffs are fully stripped back as you can see, and I've got the centers out on the bench. So this center here is the rear, that's got the LSD in it, so we're gonna have to remove that, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the locker in Ron is good and we can put the locker back into this, and we'll have a 4.3 locked rear diff. I also found quite a few like chunks, like here's some here, ready? Chunks like that. It's always a good idea if you buy a set of diffs to just strip them down so you actually know the condition of the diff, because there's like quite a few bits of metal in there that I wanted to get out. Inside of this one, there was chunks of grease and water. You can actually see it. You can actually see in the back of this wheel bearing assembly like how chunky all this stuff is. It's not good. So all of that needs to be cleaned out and redone. I'm gonna do a full swivel hub rebuild on this, all new fluids, and then we'll do all new brakes. We might get some paint on it, we might brace them. These diffs are gonna be so much better than the ones that we're pulling out. Speaking of pulling out, I do need to go and get the ones out of Ron now, so I'll see you guys over at Ruben's, and we'll figure out what exactly broke in the rear of Ron Burgundy. Rightio, it's the next day. We're here with Ruben from Rube's Modifications. You see in the last video, this is where we bought the car after it broke. And I was gonna pick it up and take it home, but we decided let's just leave it here. And I'm coming to steal Ruben's time and his tools. I'm gonna rip the diff out, get the center out so I can take the center back, put the locker into the new diff, and then I think next week probably bring both diffs out and just roll them under. And that way I can drive it home then.
I want to see what's cooked.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know exactly what broke yet. So there is a hole, definitely a hole in the diff, because you can see it's leaked out and you can see the paint missing on the cover. So whatever's in there, it broke pretty good.
Yeah, I want to make a guess now. Left-hand axle and maybe some pinion and crown teeth.
Yeah, you reckon it broke a tooth and got jammed up the back of it?
Or some of the axle material slid into the centre.
Yeah.
And then, made a mess in there.
Yeah, it was weird, eh? Like this wheel kind of did stop, and then it kind of bound up, then broke in the video anyway.
And your other one was still driving for a bit there, and then it started making some pretty gross noises.
Yeah.
After that. And then they went away.
Yeah, it actually drove pretty good.
I reckon it cleaned enough teeth off the crown that it rolled quite nicely.
So the one thing I'm hoping is just that I can save the locker, because I need the rear locker to go into the new diffs. But the good part is we're upgrading lots of things. Like we're doing new brakes, 4.3 centers rather than 4.11, so it should drive better. All that sort of jazz. So I'm not too fussed about everything else that's broken, but as long as the locker is okay, then we can transfer that over and it's easy then. Ruben has a YouTube channel and he's just gone full time pretty much on YouTube. Yeah. So he's going to start creating content every week. So I'll have a link down in the description below to his channel. Go and check it out, subscribe to him. Got Patrol with a TD getting
Junk
built.
is everywhere.
Yeah, and then and he's got Navara sassed here and Navara sassed out the front, or chassis swap, should I say. So go check it out. I'll have a link in the description below. But for now, I'm going to start ripping into it and get this diff out of here.
It's got too much backlash in there.
Right, we've finished unbolting everything except for a few like trailing arm bolts that's holding the diff in. So now we're going to shift it out.
That RSF is walking all.
Got these new Superior Engineering wheelie bars fitted up, so when you're on a track and you come back, it just pops you forward. So we're going to get the Bobcat under the back of the car and lift it up and then try and roll the diff out as easy as possible. It will be a little bit awkward, but the Bobcat's going to make life so much easier. Hear that? And then look at this. Oh, we've actually got drive now. Oh no, she's broken.
Fixed it.
Should not be able to spin that without the wheels moving. And before, this was spinning. Right, let's see what's inside this thing.
Wasn't expecting that.
Oh no, that's bad. Yeah, big chunks.
Oh. It's not actually spinning anymore. Oh, it's because we're just throwing all that stuff back into the gear set. Oh boy.
Ooh.
In the...
Snap the axle in there.
Yeah.
And obviously then it took out the bearing. They're chewed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, because it's been flexing the whole...
Yeah, it's walked
Centre.
the centre so far over.
Yeah.
Even there, look at that.
Yeah.
That's the locker. It's actually gouged into the locker itself. That's what I broke last time, just installing it.
And you left it in there?
Yeah.
Look at that. Crack bearing there. So many sharp bits. Locker's f***ed.
Yeah. No teeth missing though.
Yeah, look at that chunk there. Well, that's a good job of it. If you're going to do one, do it good. That's really honestly unfortunate. That means the locker's stuffed. Because that part there, that's where your bearing, that's actually where the bearing presses over this machine section there. So you can see this part here, that's actually the axle. So that's snapped clean off in there. And then it probably twisted and took this out with it, eh? And the bearing. Picture my fingers as the axle. So because the locker's destroyed on just this plate, we're going to see if we can just take this off, because this might be just a replaceable part, hopefully, from Harrop. So you got
one thing you wanted to keep.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to keep is destroyed. So you got like a few chances of breaking these diffs. You can break the axle off in the center, which is probably the worst, well, definitely the worst. So it's obviously snapped here, but you can snap them up here, which is better because then the metal, the chunks stay up here, and obviously then nothing hopefully happens to your center. Or you can break the pinion, which is this gear here, so you can strip all these teeth off. Or you can break the crown, which is this, and strip all these teeth off. So we've pretty much done the worst.
All of them.
Yeah, they're all buggered, but they're all buggered from the metal floating around in there from one break, pretty much. But I reckon it would have taken that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I actually reckon what's happened, it broke the axle.
Yeah.
And then when I was winching up the hill, that second big clunk, the axle was probably in there, like doing this, and then it probably bent and
warped itself out.
Yeah.
It's kind of split on a diagonal. It would have wanted to rotate itself outwards.
If we pulled the center on the track that day, we probably would have saved the locker, but that's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
That day.
Like doing everything we've done now.
Yeah.
Underneath the car without tools.
Yeah. So there is two holes on here, these ones and this one, but see that cut? That's actually causing us not to be able to get a bolt in it to pull it out. So I'm just going to try and tap it real quick.
It's so slippery.
Yep. It's like a Diddy party.
Diddy party, my
Yeah.
Whatever
Yep,
we
that's
were
definitely
doing.
coming.
Whatever we were doing was not.
Well, there's the end of the axle. So I'm pretty sure you'll be able to just buy this whole thing. There's no point even knocking. Oh, maybe might need that piece. It kind of pressed itself back in when I hit. Oh, there we go. Washer and bearing. That actually goes like that.
And it looks alright, eh?
Yeah, that all looks good. It's literally just that one plate. Looks like a big big magnet. It broke that so easy. I feel like
You broke it.
Nah, it broke it so.
You broke it that easy.
Look how twisted it is. See the
Yeah.
twist there. So Ruben and I finished up. We've put the diff back together. Well, the broken pieces back in the diff, and it's back together. But yeah, what I've got to do now is just figure out if I can get that one part or just get a whole new locker and put it in. But that's pretty much why we had to come here and pull it apart, to figure out exactly what I got left of the diff, which is pretty much nothing.
Not much, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll leave the episode here. Cheers for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Ruben and his channel. He'll have some TD content, TD building content coming too. He's building his own motor, which is sick. So subscribe to him, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching. See ya.